storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on a big Monday. Yes, it's Big Monday. I'm Tito. Bobby Cart on my left. Bodie Wells on the other side of us. Bobby, how are you this morning, my friend?
I'm doing well, sir. Doing well. Nice Easter weekend.
You came up in conversation this weekend, Bob, on the air again on Saturday. This is fantastic, by the way. But today, let's do all this first. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin. And we are here for 2 full hours on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, the Fan app, HD3. Also, download the show anytime and catch us from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Bill Bender will join us at 6:20. I'll be honest, it'll probably be 6:25 because this first segment will probably go a little long. James Taylor, Bob, not the singer, but James Taylor, who is from Parlay Sporting Club and Kitchen, will join us around 7:30. Tonight, that's where Your Highness and I will be, and that's why you came up Saturday, because I had Your Highness on Fan Sports Saturday, and he offered, Bob, to pick you up and drive you there and back. And he said, I don't even have a car, but I will Uber him. I will go out there, I'll get in the Uber, go pick him up, and bring him over there, and then get him an Uber home.
You know, I was thinking about that this morning of going, and I'm like, this is the Monday after Easter. It's a long weekend. Odds aren't likely.
Sounds like you're on the fence about it.
Sounds like I want to get to bed tonight.
Well, it's like, we'll get there. Go, just stay for like an hour. It's okay. We're not going to do it. I know you get mad if I keep pushing you for it on the air.
It's fine.
Brody?
The odds are stacked against it, if I'm being honest,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Jacob Reimer may have to go, by the way. On Saturday, when we had him on, it was me and Reimer doing Fan Sports Saturday. And Your Highness asked Reimer off the top of his head, what's your favorite number? All right? Just your favorite number. Could be any number, Bob.
Yeah.
0 to a zillion.
Okay.
Reimer says 5. And you see Your Highness's face kind of change a little bit because we had him on VMix. He was on video there on YouTube there. And the reason was because whatever number Reimer gave him, he was going to offer everybody the next month for that number. So if Reimer would have said 30, that'd be great for business. Reimer said 5.
All right.
And all of a
Reimer
sudden,
had no knowledge into this at all.
no, like he said, favorite number, one through, just give me your favorite number. He said 5. And so all of a sudden, then Your Highness starts getting inundated with Columbus people taking advantage of the $5 for 1 month.
Good.
I think it's good also, but it was funny, though, that happened. So nonetheless. So Your Highness will be tonight with apparently just him and I because Your Highness invited Jay-Z. I don't know if Jay-Z will show up or not.
Okay.
But not Jay-Z, but Justin Zwick, the original Jay-Z. So anyway, we'll talk to James Taylor from Parlay Sporting Club in Kitchen at 7:30. Bender, like I said, 6:20. Over the weekend, Bob, the Michigan Wolverines walloped Arizona. UConn dispatched of Illinois. Michigan coach Dusty May also said now he told the university he's not pursuing the North Carolina job. That was after Tommy Lloyd of Arizona did the same. So North Carolina still looking for another head coach there. Dusty May, Tommy Lloyd out of it. I'm curious for you, Bob. Are you hoping Michigan wins tonight?
Not really. I wanted to see the Big Ten win, and when Illinois got beat by UConn, I was like, this is going to stink. And then Michigan just slaughtered Arizona.
Oh,
so
yes, they did. Oof.
I'm like, well,
This is terrible.
I'm like, this, of all the Big Ten teams, they're the one that I really would not have liked to have seen. I wouldn't mind them getting there.
If I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and Michigan.
Right, all three.
Shoot Toby twice.
So that's what's weird about it, Bob, is that, yes, look, if the Big Ten wins it, Bob, that means they've won the football championship the last 2 years, and then this year they win the women's championship and the men's championship in basketball.
Yeah.
Cool for the conference.
Not good for life.
Okay, so.
Michigan winning a day after the Lord rose, I don't know. Feels like a big win for the devil, if I'm just being honest.
Wow, that's pretty
One
strong.
day after Easter. They just that's not good for anybody.
So, Bob, I go back and forth. I think it'd be great for the Big Ten to continue to dominate the SEC and everything.
Yeah, and it'd be one thing if, like, they were playing Tennessee or playing Florida.
In that case, would you root for Michigan?
It would be a little easier.
Okay.
But the fact that they're playing UConn,
Plucky underdog UConn.
I don't know if I'd call them that. I don't dislike Dan Hurley. I know some people do. it would be their third title in 4 years, so you can cheer for or against that, depending on what you think.
Dynasty.
But it's, there's just something about Michigan and this team that I can't get behind.
Cavs over the Pacers, 117-108. NCAA women last night. I mentioned UCLA won the championship, 79-51 over South Carolina. A huge blowout there. Before that, South Carolina beat UConn. Gino Auriemma came out and was yelling at Dawn Staley from South Carolina about something. He came out afterwards and said, well, I was upset because she made me wait 3 minutes to do a handshake before the game, which is stupid. And then also said that during the game, she said things to officials that if he said, he would expect to get ejected. And so all that happened. It was an interesting thing. It made people talk about the women's tournament probably more than they would have. Auriemma, though, yesterday comes out and apologizes, Bob, and says, I shouldn't have done it. I was wrong. I don't know. I liked it better when he was a villain, but now he's apologized for it. I don't know if he should have apologized, but he did. Takes the focus. He said, I apologize for taking the focus off of South Carolina.
The game. Yeah. I get that. I've come full circle on Gino Auriemma. I used to like him, then I hated him for a while.
Right.
Now I'm kind of back on that I enjoy him.
Right.
Listening to everything surrounding it. And I'm big on dude, take your medicine after the game, go shake the coach's hand. I still think he should have done that.
Right.
The other stuff that went on, though, and some of the other things, he's got a valid point with some of that. So, I don't know.
Reds beat the Rangers 2-1. Reds in Miami at 6:40 tonight. Reds, by the way, swept the Rangers. Cubs over the Guardians 1-0 or 1-0. Guards host Kansas City tonight at 6:10. CBJ at Detroit tomorrow. Standings update on this one, Bob. It's not looking good for the Jackets.
No, you lose 6 in a row. That's a tough one, Con.
Yeah. the Islanders, by the way, one of the teams they're battling with.
Yeah.
Fired their head coach.
Yep.
And it was Patrick.
Patrick Waugh.
I know. I would say Roy probably 30 years ago. Now I'll say when I used to play just a video game and not watch hockey. I will now admit it is Patrick Waugh. And they replace him with just a few games left. I don't think you would see that in other sports. You would never see it like an NFL team needing a couple of wins down the stretch, firing their head coach. I think you'd see it in baseball with a manager. I don't think you'd see it in the NBA.
It just happened in the NBA last year.
It happened, I know, at the end, but it was that's a rare thing, though.
I would say this is a rare thing in hockey.
I don't think didn't it just happen recently in hockey, too? I thought it happened also.
Vegas fired their coach and hired Torts. It's happened.
But it happened even before that, though, I think, with the
Jackets.
No, the Jackets weren't that close. It wasn't in this, but there was the other guy. I also think there was a former Jacket. It was when Gallant, right, got fired. I believe that was also near the end of the season.
Mitsubishi Gallant?
Gerard Gallant, right?
Butler?
Is that a question or a comment?
Yes, it is, Bob. Exactly. Anyway, but yes, they've been fired their coaches late in the season. I know it just happened recently, Bodie. I get it, but I'm saying it doesn't happen that often in the NBA. I think it happens more in the NHL than any place else. All right. You want to get started on this, Bob?
I don't know. You're making some really good points.
I really am. It bits.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
All right, Bob. Make me smarter.
It is Monday, April 6th, the 96th day of the year, 269 days remaining, this 2026. This date's 1789. The first U.S. Congress regular session begins at Federal Hall in New York City. This date, 1841. John Tyler is sworn in a couple of days after William Henry Harrison's death. 1869. Celluloid, the first plastic, is patented in the United States. 1896, the opening of the first Olympic Games of the modern Olympics happens in Athens, Greece. 1947, the first Tony Awards are presented. And 1965, California Girls by the Beach Boys is recorded.
David Lee Roth version better. Better video, too. Better video.
I've never seen either video. I don't know that there is a video of that.
There is a video of it, but it's like all just black and white spliced together. It was done much later on. It wasn't like shot as a video at the time. But nonetheless, I'm telling you, David Lee Roth one, yeah, a lot more liberties taken.
Oh, I'm sure.
Different standards.
There you go. 1968, Simon and Garfunkel have a number one hit with The Graduate.
And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Is that their number one album? Or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But there wasn't a song on the album called The Graduate,
I
was
don't
there?
No, I don't think
Okay.
there was. No, it was,
What's
Mrs.
the-
Robinson was the big
Okay.
one.
I just want to make sure I
Yeah.
didn't butcher that there.
Yeah.
You did a great job there.
With the, it's also a movie, was Mrs. Robinson is from, was that written for the movie?
Yeah, I believe it was. Dustin Hoffman played in Mrs. Robinson as
Yeah.
a younger individual who,
As a tryst
Embarked.
with a teacher.
Okay.
I would say, embarked with a relationship,
Right on.
in air quotes, with a older woman. Cuckoo, Mrs. Robinson.
There you go. 1973, the American League starts using the DH for the first time ever. The first designated hitter, where did they go, was Ross Bloomberg for the Yankees and had a walk on his first at-bat. Thitoff.
So it kind of didn't even count.
No, it didn't even count. You're right. Yes, it was a huge deal when the American League did that. And I for years hated the DH.
And you hated it so much they made it for both leagues.
But now, Bob, I like it because if they would have had a DH, Eric Davis would have played longer, I think. And so would Ken Griffey Jr. in the National League, would have played longer for the Reds if they had a DH back then.
What do you mean longer for the Reds?
When Griffey Jr. was with the Reds,
Yeah, I understand that.
okay, they did not have the DH.
No.
He always got hurt.
Yeah.
They would have put him more at DH than out in the field then.
You do realize that he played in the National League because he did not want a DH.
I totally understand that, Bob. But not wanting DH it is different than, hey, I can't play in the field because I'm hurt.
It's like
I
Barry-
might be able to still play. I might still be hit.
You wonder why Ken Griffey Jr. got hurt all the time?
He played all out, balls out there
That's
in center
not
field.
why.
Then why is it?
Because he didn't lift weights or work out at all.
I would say we wouldn't. Well, if you would have done
He didn't take
HGH,
care of his body. That's why he got hurt.
You don't
all the
think it
time.
was-
No. It's because he didn't take care of himself. That's why he looked like crap at the end of his career. He physically did not take care of himself. He was the most gifted baseball player probably ever.
You think more gifted than Bonds?
Yeah.
Okay.
More naturally gifted? Yeah.
Naturally.
Well, I'm just saying,
What about enhancedly?
like Eric Davis is the most.
Barry Bonds was a three-time
Oh, no, I-
All-Star before.
Yeah.
he took steroids.
MVP, a 3-time MVP, I
Or
think, before that. Yeah,
MVP.
right? Yeah, before he started juicing.
If Griffey would have juiced, he would have played for longer.
Bob, I've said, I wish that Griffey and
he
Eric
didn't
Davis
care
took
enough to
HGH.
he didn't care enough to even take steroids.
Yes, you're right. You're right about that.
I mean, all he had to do was work out.
Just,
He
well,
wouldn't- he pulled his hamstring like every week.
Yeah.
That's not from. It's due from lack of maintenance and taking care of yourself. Those are soft tissue injuries.
now I'm depressed because I thought it was just the DH thing, and now
No.
you're telling me it's his.
He would have got
workout
hurt
thing.
anyway.
All right.
I love Ken Griffey. He's one of my favorite players. As I got older, I looked at him like, dude, you don't do anything. Like, physically, you look like crap.
It is so cool that him and his dad homered the same game.
Yeah. Like, he's one of the greatest players of all time.
By the way,
probably
it
the
happened-
most talented.
It happened, I don't know, Bodie, you don't know this. This is breaking news. Last season in flag football, third grade, Bobby and Caleb both scored touchdowns in the same game.
Like Bronny and LeBron.
Exactly. That's what it was.
Oh, and then 1 year later, 1974, Billy Joel's Piano Man cracks the top 40.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man.
Challenging me.
Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody.
Best-
Sing it, you can sing it in your car on the way home.
Bob,
All
that
right.
was my best karaoke performance ever.
Like, whose judgment?
I think
Yours?
No, I think the public.
Okay. America.
It was at that place in Granby. I think it was Mickey's, whatever it's called. I went through and I did it. I had the mic, and it was a wireless mic, and I went around, and I found people to help me sing it at the time. Bob, I'm telling you, it was one for the ages.
Sounds riveting.
Wonderful. I
I'm
know.
sure it was a tremendous performance.
Thank you.
One worthy of a Grammy. Mark Haggard, Merrill Haggard, country singer, born on this date, 1937.
But Mama tried to raise me better, but her pleading I denied. That leaves only me to blame, 'cause Mama tried.
Not seeing with that one.
I don't know. I don't know Merle Haggard that well. I really don't. But Mama tried, I guess.
Born on the same day, turning 89 today. Still kicking it, Mr. Billy D. Williams.
Follow me. Hurry. Leah sent me a transmission. We need a Kabaya. Okay.
How'd you find us?
Wookiees stand out in the crowd. It's good to see you too, old buddy.
This is General Lando Calrissian.
We know who he is, 3PO.
It is an honor, General.
Colt 45 commercials.
Is that what he was in?
That's what I remember. I remember Colt 45 commercials. And also Star Wars. Yeah, Cloud City, Lando. I got it. Yep.
He was in Brian's song, too.
That's right. He was, yeah.
Yeah.
He was Gale Sayers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of a big role.
I've seen some good clips. of that
People
movie,
say Tito hasn't seen movies.
though. Right, I've seen clips of that one.
You've never seen Brian's song?
Not the whole thing straight through. No,
It's
James
a
Caan's
sports
supposed to be pretty
movie.
good. Well, there's a lot of sport. Bob, I haven't seen a lot of sports
He hasn't
movies.
seen Remember the Titans.
That's true.
Bob.
I've seen most of it, though. Well, half. Right, maybe most.
Seen,
I don't know.
seen the entirety of the
I
first
will.
half.
I'll watch that.
Oh, boy. Turning 61 today, Hall of Famer Sterling Sharp.
On a quick snap, second down. Barr with daylight and time goes for the whole thing. Touchdown! Green Bay leads. Brett Favre, 40 yards, and Sterling Sharp's third touchdown of the game. 55 seconds left for the Lions.
There we go. Sterling Sharp. He inducted last time, or was it 2 years ago?
I think it was. a
That
couple
was
years
pretty
ago.
recent. Yeah,
I
I don't think it was.
last year. I
Yeah,
don't think it was, but
2 or 3 maybe.
yeah. Bill Evans wants to know, Bob, why you sound like Schlegs.
You know, that's a great question. I got a little bit of a cold. The snip-snap of the weather from 80 to 40, I think, has led to a little bit of a cold, and I'm out of cough drops here, which I forgot. I got a bag at the house. I forgot to bring them in and replenish my supply. Paul Rudd turning 57 today.
What time zone is this? Come on. Come on.
Captain America.
What's
Mr.
the
Lang,
Ant-Man thing? The Ant-Man in this one?
it's an honor. I'm shaking your hand too long. Wow, this is awesome. Captain America. I know you too. You're great. Look, I want to say, I know you know a lot of super people, so thanks for thanking of me.
Remember that time when we made love and you cried in my arms?
Please don't
That's
reminisce about
great.
the times we fucked. Please. It's so creepy.
Let's go to Paris.
so
I want
us.
to take you underneath the Eiffel Tower and make love to you.
Cut it out.
What out?
This going to Paris, we've been broken up for like 2 years, man. I don't want to date you anymore.
You're a whore.
I am not a whore, all right? Just because I didn't like you.
This is so us.
I love that movie. That one. This is 40. The other one, too, is good.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd is. It's amazing he's 57. Like,
Oh,
He looks
like
so
he's
young. Yes.
35.
He
he
hasn't aged.
does. He does look young. Does a great job. Tim Hasselbeck turning 48 today. Aaron Curry, former third overall pick for the Seahawks, turning 40 years young. And some passings as well. Merrill Haggard, the One Day Club,
There you go.
passed away in 2016. And then in 2014, Mickey Rooney passed away.
Millhouse. Listen, you can't quit this movie. I've seen your work. It's good. Very, very good. Van Johnson good.
I know I'm good. Movie stardom is just so hollow.
Hollow. The only thing in show business that's hollow is the music industry. Come on, Millhouse, you have to do this. If not for yourself, then for the movie-going public and for the foreign markets that are more important than ever nowadays. And finally, for me, the mixture.
I will irresponsibly say
Is that
this.
from The Simpsons, I'm
Yeah.
guessing? It's amazing.
I think that he and Judy Garland may be the first Hollywood super couple.
Really?
Back when when they were both very young, back in the
Alive.
Wizard of Oz thing. Well, alive too is another part, Bob. Yes, they weren't nearly as popular after they died. But I think, well, okay, that's fine.
Some
I think,
people, I would say, become more popular after death, maybe.
Skywalker did. But going back to Star Wars there, I think, Bob, I think Garland and Mickey Rooney might have been, if we have older listeners in the chat that can tell me, the first super couple, Hollywood super couple.
If you say so, sir.
I speculate so.
Some holidays observances today. It is Army Day. It is, what else? Hostess Twinkie Day. I did forget this.
Twinkies suck.
That's great.
Chocolate ones are good, but the regular ones suck.
Chocolate Twinkies?
Yeah.
Isn't that just a ho-ho?
No, first of all, I don't use the term ho-ho.
Well, I think that's what
I call them, I call them entrepreneurs. But anyway, Bob, yes, there are like Twinkies dipped in chocolate.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant instead of like the vanilla flavoring.
No, it's like it's chocolate on the outside.
Stuffing or
Vanilla
whatever.
on the inside, Bob.
Okay. But this was the first Twinkie was invented or created, baked on this day, 1930. So
nice.
There you go, Twinkie Day. I've never been a huge fan of Twinkies.
Yeah, right.
The good news is on like the 50-year anniversary of the Twinkie, maybe it was like the 60 or something, they opened the original Twinkie.
Oh.
And they had a taste test.
Oh.
And they said you could not tell the difference.
That probably means you shouldn't be eating them at all.
Yes.
I would argue.
Or you should eat more because you might be, look, if you eat one, it's 50 years later.
If Armageddon comes.
Right, exactly. It's like, hey, you know what?
Stack up on Twinkies, I guess.
There
I
you
can't
go.
be killed.
National Student Athlete Day, Peeps Day, which is the Monday after
Those
Easter.
suck.
I could use a little more positivity out of you.
Do you like Peeps, Bob?
I don't hate Peeps. I'm kind of indifferent on
Okay,
Peeps.
well, the fact you say you don't hate Peeps tells me you don't like Peeps.
I don't love them. I'm not like the biggest Peeps guy in the world. I'll have like one, maybe.
Did you eat one yesterday?
No, I didn't eat any candy yesterday.
I didn't eat
so.
Peeps yesterday. I haven't had a Peep in a long time.
It's Tater Day for sweet potatoes. What's taters, precious? And the White House Easter Egg Roll Day, which is usually the day after Easter. And World Table Tennis Day.
Oh, big day for this radio station.
Big day.
Huge day. Cancel the shows.
Table tennis term is like Iron Eagle. It's pretentious. It's Ian Eagle and it's ping pong. Okay?
Well, there you go. And those historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, April 6th, the 96th day of the year, and 269 days remaining this 2026.
There you go. Thank you. Well done as always, General. Coming up next, Bill Bender will join us. We've got a lot of college basketball stuff to talk about with him. That's next. Morning Juice.
I'm Brian Albizu, traffic anchor for 10 TV News this morning. Columbus is quickly becoming my home, and this community has welcomed me with open arms. My mission is simple, to help you get to where you're going quickly and safely. Whether it's helping you beat the slowdown on 270 or giving you detours around major construction, we've got you covered. Because when your morning's on the move, so are we. Make the move to 10 TV News this morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
How's Tommy doing now?
Much better.
You said it was asthma?
Yeah, he started with this cough and then he was wheezing.
That's terrifying.
Doctor said hidden triggers can make it worse. Things like dust, mold, and even pests.
Pests?
Yeah, droppings and allergens from cockroaches and rodents can seriously impact children with asthma or allergies.
I had no idea.
We're making sure our home stays pest-free.
Don't let pests put your family's health at risk. Visit pestworld.org to learn more. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm the Innovation Ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook: read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, folks. I got to clean something up here, Bob. Made a mistake.
Imagine that.
That felt personal. Bodie's laugh also felt inappropriate. But the Guardians played 2 yesterday because they had a PPD with the Cubs from earlier. They won the second one. Peter pointed that out. So they went 1-1. This was 1-0. They won 6-5. So that doesn't matter. Somebody, by the way, 1-1 for the Guards. We're always undefeated with this guy. Bill Bender joins us here from the Sporting News. Bill, good morning, my friend. Excited about tonight's matchup, and how do you see it playing out?
Should be a fun game. You know, obviously a chance for the Big Ten to break this 26-year drought that everybody's talked about at length through the tournament. If Michigan plays like they did against Arizona, they'll win by double digits. We'll see if Yaxel Lenderborg, I think his mobility will be impacted. It certainly was. And, you know, I think UConn's going to hang around in this game. Dan Hurley, they've played very well against 2 Big Ten opponents, Michigan State and Illinois. And I think they can slow the game down a little bit. If you get Michigan around 70 to 75 points, you got a chance to beat them. If it goes above that, forget about it. They'll win.
Surprised with any of the results you saw on Saturday?
Not as surprised with UConn because I thought that was going to be that kind of game anyway. And Illinois was just lousy shooting the 3-point ball. I mean, we saw that in the first half. And they took care of business. Mullins makes the big dagger shot, and UConn advances with Dan Hurley. By the way, 3 and 4 years. If this was on the football side, we would have like GOAT talks. This is things that Nick Saban did. Very few coaches could win 3 championships in 4 years. I was surprised that Michigan beat Arizona the way that they did, having Elliot Cadeau be 2 of 13 at halftime and Yaxel in foul trouble and then injured. I guess the cheat code, and we've talked about it a little bit on this show, is Ade Maras does so many things as for a 7'3" center that it makes him very difficult to beat. When he plays like he did against Arizona, they're darn near impossible to beat.
Feels like injuries will play a role tonight. Solo ball has been, Mike Lowell has been in it. Nobody will get that Mike Lowell joke, by the way, Bob. I'll tell you off the air. But Solo ball, though, is in a walking boot. Didn't practice yesterday. Do you think he will play?
I think he'll try to. I'm trying to get the Mike Lowell reference. You may have to take off the air with me. But
I'll tell you right now, he had testicular cancer and lost one of his balls.
Oh, that's it. Okay, fair enough.
Solo ball.
I forgot about that. There you go.
You remember it now. Okay,
but
good. Yeah.
Now I'm good.
Right.
I'm caught up.
Right.
But as for the Connecticut player, I think he will try to give it a go. And again, mobility could be a thing. Their bench isn't very deep. They only have 2 or 3 guys that they bring in off the bench. So you're going to get minutes off somebody, one of those guards off the bench. And it'll be a little bit different for them. And I think UConn, they shot the 3 very well in the first round, but they're going to need to shoot a couple more tonight too, just to play keep up. But between Ross, Stewart, you know, they've got very few options off the bench. That would be a big injury.
Are you surprised that Dusty May turned down the North Carolina job?
No, and here's why. When that job opened up, I was talking to Mike DeCourcy, my colleague, the great college basketball writer. You see him everywhere, Big Ten Network. And he brought up a point that, you know, you're not, and this will go for football too. I mean, I was thinking about it this way. You're not going to see too many guys that are coaching in the Big Ten and the SEC go to the Big 12 or the ACC. even if it's North Carolina. I mean, there's more money, there's more resources. I've also think about this morning. The Big Ten has a chance to sweep football, women's basketball, men's basketball. That's never happened. Not in my lifetime. I mean, I've got to go back and research like the 60s and the 50s, but they haven't won football, basketball, men's. And UCLA, you could say, well, are they really Big Ten? Well, yeah, that's what's on their jersey now. So, and, you know, when you have that kind of thing, you can't help but say, why would you leave the Big Ten for North Carolina at that point?
Maybe the only reason, Bill, would be just is it easier to win the ACC? It's easier to win the ACC than the Big Ten, easier to win the ACC than the Big 12, and also the SEC, right?
Maybe. I mean, but think about how many quality Big Ten basketball programs there are. I see your point in that regard, but look at how they performed in the tournament, you know, and maybe that's a thing for future seasons. North Carolina has more prestige as a basketball program than Michigan, but it's also a really hard place to coach. They haven't had a coach that wasn't a Dean Smith assistant or player since Dean Smith retired. So right off the bat, you're facing that. He's not a Dean guy, you know, and they expect to win national championships every year. I mean, Hubert Davis is 4 years removed from a national championship appearance. So that's just a really tough place to coach. And, you know, whether you were Tommy Lloyd or Dusty May, they're coming off a Final Four appearance. So you have a lot of leash at your current job. I don't know if I would have left unless money was the answer. And it also, Tito, sounds like Billy Donovan might be the guy that goes to North Carolina. I do think that's a good fit.
So that's where I was going to go next. With the linking that job with Billy Donovan, is that surprising that he's taking that job, and you do like him there and think that he can win?
I think he could come back to college basketball, and again, better for college basketball, a two-time national championship coach, than in the NBA, where I had to look up where he was coaching at one point this season. I was like, is he still with the Bulls? Where's he at? The Bulls aren't in the playoffs. How many NBA coaches can I name? That kind of thing. Versus the second he's on North Carolina's sideline, I know exactly who he is. Hey, he won 2 at Florida. It's been a long time. We'll see if he can do it. But, I mean, I can name most of the coaches in the Big Ten. I'm not sure I could do very, very well with the Eastern Conference, for example. I think the coach matters more in college basketball.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's the part that's fascinating to me, Bill, is the fact it's been a long time since he's been there. The game is a lot different. But it is more like the pro game where he's been. He went to Orlando. He was gonna turn down Orlando right at one point and go back to Florida, I thought, and then stayed at Orlando. And then is that what it was? Am I right on that one or wrong on that? How do I have the timeline figured out?
Yeah, so he's coached. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct because he was like John Gruden kind of, where we're always trying to get him in the college game every season. And then when some of this popped up, I was like, where's he coaching again? Oh yeah, he's with the Bulls, and they haven't made the playoffs in 4 seasons. So there will be those questions, but I kind of look at it the same way as Pitino, and he was kind of played for Pitino a long time ago, but you get him in the college game, he'll figure it out, and I think he'll be pretty good. Even at a place like North Carolina, where I think it's less about the coach and more about the players and the style they play. Roy Williams he's a really good coach, obviously. They had super talented teams you weren't going to beat. Like one of these, I was talking about the Big Ten streak of 8 losses in title games. By the way, I meant to look this up all last week, finally did. They were only favored. I'll see if you guys know which one. They were only favored in one of those 8 championship games. Which one do you think it was? Ohio State was a 4-point dog against Florida, if that helps you.
Okay, Ohio State is 4-point dog. Was Michigan a favorite?
They were not. It was Wisconsin was a 1-point favorite against Duke after beating the undefeated Kentucky team. Yeah. And the only Big Ten team in these 8 losses that had more NBA draft picks than the other team was the Michigan team with Trey Burke. They had more draft picks than that Louisville team. So, and every one of these teams is a number 1 seed. So this is all my way of telling you this is the Big Ten's best chance tonight to break this record or break this losing streak. And otherwise, if Michigan loses, we're going to spend all day Tuesday praising Dan Hurley and talking about how the Big Ten squandered another one, which is possible tonight.
How is this tournament ranked for you or rated for you with just generally what it has? It was very chalky. You've had some good games. You had some blowouts in there as well. Overall quality, you think, and impact of NIL and portal, like, is this the new norm for tournaments? And do we like this model better than maybe what it's been?
Well, I think it's fine. I would like to see, if High Point would have beat Arkansas in the second round, I said it would have been perfect, because then you would have had a double-digit team in the second weekend. You would have had, we had buzzer beaters, we had drama, we had good games, you had great individual performances. You go back to what if that Vanderbilt shot goes in against Nebraska? Florida and that Iowa game was great. You've had the final, but I think we get into like Saturday night, for example, the Michigan-Arizona game. It's not a good game, but that was the surprising part. You go back to when you have number ones versus number ones in the semifinals. You can go all the way back to Georgetown St. John's with Patrick Ewing and Chris Mullen. That wasn't a good game either. Georgetown won that game by 18 points. So I think it's had a little bit of everything. I'm not as worried about NIL and that. And I know a lot of people will talk about the transfer portal, but these are the rules of engagement, as Jim Tressel would always say, right? Like, if you know the rules of engagement, you go compete in that environment and see what happens. And I do think we're going to have a competitive, closer than people expect game tonight. I think UConn will find a way to hang around. If they knock down a couple threes, we could have a little bit of drama late.
Yeah, it's like 6.5 point spread. I saw it open at 7.5, then down to 6.5 across most books now is what Michigan's favored by. Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like Connecticut will be closer than that. I don't know how public you are or how much you pimp your own bracket you fill out, but it feels like for most college basketball experts, and I would put you in that realm, it's a losing proposition. Because you base it, you can't account for fluky stuff. And my 9-year-old son is kicking my butt in brackets, and I know more about basketball than he does, I believe. I had Jacob Reimer on, and he knows more basketball than anybody, and I think his dog is beating him. So, are you publicly out there, and how well have you done?
Done all right. I would have had the Final Four correct. I always tell people when it goes spectacularly wrong. Using the example, the first year I did these for Sporting News, I picked Virginia to win the national championship, and UMBC beat them in the first round. I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this for Sporting News. But had Duke beat UConn, I would have got the Final Four entirely correct. I had Duke and Michigan in the title game with Michigan winning. I had Illinois in the Final Four. But I always say, bracket bragging is very short term. You enjoy it while you have it, because inevitably you're going to have a busted bracket. I'll give you another example. You take the good with the bad. Got semifinals on the men's side right. Did not get any of the women's Final Four games correct. UConn lost, and then Texas lost. Did not end, like you say, you don't account for Madison Booker having a really bad night from the floor, and did not have UCLA beating South Carolina. And by halftime, while I was doing Easter dinner, I was like, well, that game's over. What an impressive performance for the Bruins. They just took it to South Carolina in every way possible yesterday.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see how that went. It absolutely blew out. Hopefully that's not the case tonight. Bill, how quickly are you turning the page to spring ball after this evening?
After this evening, we'll get that done, and then by Wednesday, I know I'll be full go into college football and catching up a little bit. I've been keeping an eye on what I need to keep an eye on, but you'll get into the spring storylines, because as you guys both know, it's going to be, by the time when we get to Memorial Day, it's like Memorial Day gets into July 4th, and college football will be here before you know it. So we definitely have to be prepared for that. And NFL draft's next. And then after that, we're just all the way getting ready. It'll be week 1, like I said, before you know it. I can't wait.
Is that on air?
I can wait. I need to have a little bit of summer.
No, you don't need summer. On air, is that thing behind you lit up or not?
On air? No.
It
my
feels like it should
father-in-law
be.
got me that for Christmas.
It's like battery operated, right? It's got a battery.
It has the capability to have it, and my father-in-law suggested that I have it upstairs, and then I I press that for so the kids know that I'm on the air, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna put it looks better behind me. So maybe next week I'll turn it on before our segment.
Well, say I've got one bill I carried around, and when I don't want my kids or wife to talk to me, I just click it. And like, no matter what I'm doing, I have AirPods in, they think I'm on the air. So it works out well. So just a suggestion there for you from a guy who's been married twice. Bill, appreciate the time. We'll talk again next week.
Hey, no problem, guys. Thanks for having me on. Have a great week.
You bet. That was Bill Bennett of Sporting News joining us there. Coming up next, we will do Quick Hitters Morning Juice.
3 people, 3 different kinds of joint pain, 1 decision to do something about it. The solution, not surgery. It was QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
I wanted to use my own body to hopefully regenerate and get rid of that pain. So it's been 3 months and my back is significantly better.
The pain in my knees was pretty severe, so I came here, and even after the first treatment, I noticed an incredible difference. If you have pain in any part of your body, this is the place to go.
I couldn't go to the gym anymore, and I couldn't play with my grandkids. That's why I made the decision to come here to QC Kinetics, and it was the best decision that I ever made for my own health. This works. Don't do surgery.
Finally, relief for 3 real patients. Lives transformed through QC Kinetics non-surgical treatments. Your story could be next. Call for your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
I'm Meredith Garfalo, meteorologist at 10 TV News This Morning, and I'm an Ohio girl. I love golf, aerospace, and all things Ohio sports. For nearly 20 years, I've studied the patterns that shape our days, from winter wonders on the south side to dangerous storms along the I-71 corridor. When the weather changes, you'll be the first to know, because you need a forecast that moves as fast as you do. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Ms. Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow. Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn, skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville, or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Attack and dominate, YouTubers. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Thank you to Bill Ben for joining us there. Appreciate that as always. Sporting News. The things we were talking about, Bob, we can't do on the air, right? Because of kids.
Oh, yeah. Family-friendly programming.
Well, first of all, we're not. Some of the stuff, Bob, you've said, I don't think family-friendly's the way I would. You think we're a family-friendly program?
I've always tried to champion that.
God, that's why you should be in politics. That was such a political answer right there. I've always tried to champion that. I asked you, do you think that we are a family-friendly program?
In my mind. I mean, I'd like to think so. All
right. Governor, get ready.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Morning, buddy.
Morning, guys. Happy Monday. Bobby, how does a trip to New Orleans or Miami in the middle of next January sound for you, sir?
I could get down. I like New Orleans more than Miami.
Okay, one of the two. With it being Final Four weekend the last few days for both the men's and women's college basketball, CBS Sports asked 9 of their college football writers to predict who's going to be in the Final Four for this upcoming 2026 and into 2027 college football bracket. And out of the 9 guys that they asked, 8 of them have Ohio State in there. Tito, one other team also got picked 8 out of 9 times.
I wonder.
The fact
that this is the lead story, quick hitters. Hey, Bobby, it's probably Alabama. Oh, wait, it's Brody.
And it's
Notre Dame.
Attaboy. The Irish and the Buckeyes each lead the way with 8 out of the 9 selections. Other teams that also got some votes here: Georgia had 6, Texas had 5, Oregon and Michigan and Texas Tech all had 3, and then Miami and Texas A&M each earned 1 vote. So Carp, after getting saying getting bounced in the quarterfinal feels a little harsh, but after falling in the quarterfinal this last year, CBS Sports says the Buckeyes are at least going to make the semifinal this year.
Well, they've got the ability. They've got the talent. It's a function of getting it all together, getting good quarterback play, getting an offensive line. And I say good quarterback play. Julian continuing to improve. Offensive line being better than they were last year in the biggest spots. And then defensively, you've got to be able to get that defense. I don't know if you get it back to what it was last year, but get it close and get in that realm when you're replacing 8 new starters. So there's a lot of work to be done, but they have all the tools to be able to do that. So I don't think it's a situation that's going to be unattainable. And frankly, like them making the playoff and probably being one of the top 4 teams, like I would say it's a fairly consistent goal.
When you look at their schedule, Bob, and how difficult this is with the at Texas is such a huge game there in week 2 when that one is. And the other teams they've got to play at Iowa. They got to play obviously Oregon. They've got
Go to USC.
USC on Halloween with Snoop.
Go to Indiana.
To Indiana.
I think USC's a week before Halloween, right?
I think it is on Halloween.
I thought that was their bye before the Oregon game.
I think they're 31st. By the way, if I'm right on this one, I will be
I think he might be.
Bodie usually, when he corrects me, he's usually correct.
I was
correcting
asking.
me.
I wasn't correcting.
No, it feels like you were correct. That's okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Sorry. It's at Indiana, bye week, then Southern Cal.
I'm on a hot streak now. I'm 1 for my last 1 against Bodie. But Bobby, though, like a 3-loss team with that kind of schedule, probably still playoff worthy, right? And I hope they're not going to lose 3 games. But if they did,
I said that this would be the first team, if they did lose 3, to make the playoff. Just based upon their schedule. Now, some of it's how they look in those games and
right.
How things ultimately end up happening. But I think there's a real possibility that would be the case. But I don't think they lose 3.
I'm with you, Bob. I don't think they do either. But let's just say if they lose 3, as long as is it better to lose the right 3
or than the wrong 3?
That's Bob. This is not a ridiculous question.
Your phrasing of it's starting to sound that way.
Okay. We just mentioned 5 games. We mentioned at Texas, at Iowa, Oregon, USC, Michigan, at Indiana.
State.
Okay. I mentioned 6 games right there. Okay. You would think the 3 losses would come from there. Do you think that it would be looked upon better if you lose 2 of those in one random game you shouldn't lose, or lose 3 of those?
I think part of it is how the game looks, how the game feels.
Okay.
Is it better to have a big win and a bad loss than just a loss to a top 10 team?
Texas 15? Losing to Florida.
Is that worse than Texas losing to Ohio State?
Right.
I would argue, but you have a big win there. You have
right.
a big win in its place. I think you need to make your layups. I think that's a big part of it. You can lose games to good teams, but you cannot lose games, in my opinion, to inferior talent teams.
Okay.
I don't think that's okay.
What you got, Bud?
I was trying to look up here real quick. Sorry. I was trying to see. So Florida last year,
bad.
Weren't they? I know they were bad. It's like a schedule goes out till 3 decades from now. So weren't they 4-8? Does that sound about right?
That sounds
1,
about
2, 3,
right.
4. Yeah, because I was trying to think you lose on the road to an 8-4 Iowa team.
Right.
I think that is losing that game is better, and then turning around and beating a good Oregon team.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that.
But Florida was
losing
just
to
so
a 4,
bad.
a team that's not good.
Yeah.
Am I having a stroke or the lights flickering?
They flicker.
Okay. I was gonna say I didn't notice, but they definitely.
Okay. Just want to make sure it wasn't a stroke.
All right, guys, we'll kind of stick with the college football and college athletics overall theme here. President Donald Trump signed an executive order on Friday this past weekend designed to limit how long athletes can play college sports and how often they can transfer between schools. The order directs the NCAA to create rules that mandate college athletes can play for no more than a 5-year period. So that's kind of this new 5 to play 5, and allows them to transfer schools just one time before they graduate without having to set out a season. That's how it sort of how it used to be, I guess. The rule changes are scheduled to go into effect August 1st. A school that plays an athlete who doesn't meet these new limits could risk losing its federal funding. And the order also states that the NCAA should update its rules to create a national registry for player agents and create policies that prevent schools from cutting scholarships or other opportunities for women's and Olympic sports in order to pay their athletes. Tito, I think this all sounds great on the surface until the first athlete, which would happen if this goes into effect August 1st, August 2nd, somebody sues and probably gets away with it, and the floodgates open right back up.
I can't keep track of all this. This is way over my pay grade, as many things are. But the fact that if they can enforce it, great. If everyone will sign up for it and say, raise their hands, say yes, and I mean, Bobby, raise their hands this way up high. But I'm saying if they can all do that, though, and say, yes, we will sign on for this. Yes, we will all agree to this.
You have to sign on to it. It's an executive order. Now you can challenge it in court.
That's what I mean. Like, if everyone says, okay, yeah, we agree with this, we'll do it. There's no challenge on that. Then yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with playing for 4 years and 5. I'm okay with all that.
5 and 5.
5 and 5. Sorry, 5. I'm okay with all that. 5 and 5. I'm okay with that. I don't like when they got the guys 7th years, 8th years, because of injuries.
So this eliminates that,
right? And I hope it does.
Right.
I think transferring once per undergraduate cleans up a lot of the tampering and stuff like that, just because you wouldn't have guys bouncing from school to school constantly. It's not a perfect solution, but I just think, like, I don't know. I just feel like the first time that some quarterback's like, well, here's why I'm transferring a second time from my sophomore to junior season, all it takes is one state judge to allow that, right? And then it's kind of over again.
Well, there's a lot of technically, it probably needs to get to federal court at some point. It's an executive order, so I don't know how that works with state court versus federal court in some different areas. The reality is, like, you need to have a collectively bargained agreement. And if you do that, and these are the parameters, then that's going to be fine.
Yeah. But can they get there without the CBA?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, and that's even with writing laws and, like, executive orders. Like, even if Congress writes a law, like, it still can be challenged in court on the legitimacy of it. So that's.
But then, Bob, does it change with if the head coach leaves? Should you get another one?
No.
If the coordinator, the guy who recruited you, so you should okay.
Get one.
All right,
you get one free transfer.
And by the way, if we have, like, say, in the state of Ohio, Judge Hopalong Cassidy, I gotta believe he'll rule in favor of Ohio State.
I think Hop's no longer with us. So.
He's no longer. I know. I've seen him naked, though, Bob. But I'm saying, like, if there's somebody like that, though, of that realm, if there's Judge Anthony Gonzalez, I like our chances in court of getting Terrell Pryor for an 8th year.
I don't know if we need Terrell Pryor for an 8th year.
I'm just saying, it's just an example.
Okay.
If we get somebody but like that's where it goes. I know federal's one thing. But then states, yes, you're right, can challenge it. And then we've seen it before, like, where you might get a favorable ruling just in basketball this year with the kid from, was it Alabama, the kid who got, even though it's like the federal might say, no. If the state says, okay, we're granting an injunction, you can play now, it changes things dramatically on that one.
Yeah. We'll go back to college football here for the last one. He might not be the first person to make such a recommendation, but he might be the most noteworthy one to say it so far, because Alabama Athletic Director Greg Byrne told USA Today last week that it's time to bring the conference championship games to an end. He had this to say in an interview with the outlet, quote, "I think the ship has sailed. It's run its course." He continued, "It's a great event," talking about the SEC title game in particular. "I don't like the idea of it going away, but I think it's reality with this new expanded playoff." He also gave his opinion on what the future of the college football playoff should look like, saying, quote, "I think we need to pick a lane. We were headed for 16, and then there seemed to be some pressure for 24. So as soon as we get to 24, I guess you could say, well, we better go to 48. I mean, at some point, we just have to pick one lane." He calls for a 16-team playoff, no SEC title game, start the playoffs sooner, and conclude the playoffs sooner. Bobby, I think
I like all that.
The general public, whether it's people in the sport. Well, maybe not everybody in the sport, but I think most fans would get on board with that. And it's just 16 versus 24, depending on what conference you're in.
I think just about everybody would be on board with that. Maybe not Tony Petiti. He wins 24. There's some schools that would argue, like, are they ever going to get in? Like, is Missouri ever going to get in the 16? Like, that's going to be pretty tough. Some of the mid-tier Big Ten teams, like, that's really hard. But eliminating conference championships, starting it earlier, like, all of those things, those are all box checks for everybody.
Yeah.
I think that works really well. So hopefully we'll get more of that, more logical thoughts happening and more people with cachet. You're the Alabama athletic director. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Speaking out and saying things that basically everybody already wants anyway.
Okay, so Bob, with the SEC drew great ratings last year, even though it was a blowout game. And the ratings are really good for conference, like the SEC, the Big Ten, championship games. Ratings are really good. How do you sell the networks on getting behind that?
Getting behind what? Not that you're going to eliminate it?
Yeah, I'm with you. I hope they eliminate it. I wish they would. I think the conference championship games don't mean nearly as much as they did 10 years ago, 5 years ago. They don't mean as much anymore. That's fair. But how do you get because there's money involved in it. There's money involved
contracts.
In the cities.
That's the thing is, what do you mean the city? And that's the thing. The Indianapolis, they do a great job with it. But I think you sell them on another round of the playoffs. Like, we're giving you 4 more games of inventory for the playoffs.
But so Indianapolis, though, it doesn't help them.
No, because they wouldn't host the game anymore.
That's what I mean, Bob. That's what I'm asking you. Is that part of the issue and one of the things they have to overcome, or because
I don't think that matters.
Okay.
I think the revenue that you'll lose, that the teams all get, I think that's the bigger component of what those TV deals look like and where they're able to overcome the loss of some of those dollars.
Okay. I know the schools make the money. It's fine. But I'm just saying, like, I didn't know how, like, with the TV contracts, will TV say, you know what, screw that. I don't want a 1v16 game. I'd rather have Ohio State, Indiana.
But a lot of those games have been blowouts anyway.
Sure. Well, Ohio State, Indiana was a great game this year. I'm saying I don't know if they would rather have. I know it didn't mean as much because Ohio State, Indiana, the game didn't really matter that much in the terms of CFP. Because they both still got top 4 seeds and both got buys. And so, like, as a fan, I'm like, yeah, I understand it. As an economist, though, if I'm
as an economist,
what's wrong with that?
Because that's one of the furthest stretches you could make.
Okay, I'm not an economist, Bob. I get it, but
if you were,
if I were, though, Bob, couldn't you make the argument, though, like, as an economist, it's better for, like, Fox with they're in bed with the Big Ten. We know that, Big Noon and all that kind of crap. They can say, look, we really want this Big Ten championship game.
I guess, but, like, there's obviously economic principles behind it when you talk about the dollars that are being generated, but you're going to be placing other inventory in that place. So that's it. Like, you have to find something that's net neutral on that, and that's what they'll be trying to do.
And that's why I'm an economist, bud. That's what I do. Coming next, a third player has hit the transfer portal for the Ohio State men's basketball team. We'll talk about that. Morning Juice.
I'm Tracy Townsend, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. This community is my home, and it means everything to me. I care deeply about the stories we bring you each day, especially the ones that truly impact your life, from women's health and advocacy to the decisions happening at the State House. My goal is simple: help you feel informed and connected, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Baseball is a business built on patience. From long seasons to long-term contracts, the smartest organizations know success isn't just about one big swing. It's about consistency, development, and managing resources over time. Here's Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on how they help clients sustain success over time.
Winning teams invest in their farm systems, manage payroll wisely, and play the percentages. That same approach applies to your finances. At Riverside Bank of Dublin, we focus on steady growth and smart decision-making, and we invest in our people.
That's right, Travis. Riverside Bank helps create financial plans designed to last, not just for this season, but for years to come. Because whether it's building a championship roster or building financial security, fundamentals always win. Riverside Bank of Dublin, trusted, local, and committed to helping you succeed. Look for our new branch location in Bridge Park in Dublin.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Maybe it was a family vacation or a school field trip. But there you were, standing in awe at a national park. We are the National Park Foundation, and together with you, we're creating a future where every person, every generation, gets their chance at an unforgettable moment. Today, tomorrow, forever. Learn more at nationalparks.org/foundation.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. Tower cam's rocking today, Bodie.
I know.
Are you in
I
charge of that?
I don't know. I'm not.
Can you control the camera? Or is it just locked in?
I can control it to a certain degree. Right. Like I could put it back on right now instead of us.
But you can't like move it left to right, zoom in. You can't do that. Okay.
No.
You could just decide when it's on. All right. It's beautiful today. Bob?
Just like you, Tito.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Bobby, you agree? Am I beautiful?
I don't know if I'd use that as a word to define you, but.
Have you ever said another man is beautiful?
Oh, there's beautiful people out there, yeah.
Beautiful men?
Yeah.
Okay. The Ohio State men's basketball team has a third player leaving, Bob. We knew about Devin Royal, entered the portal. I say they leaving, but they entered the portal is different than leaving. They could still come back. And Colin White now is also heading out. Colin White, former Mr. Basketball in the state of Ohio. He is heading out in the portal. And then also, so it's, I don't know, Bob, it's not a guy who played a huge role this year.
They say, how many minutes did he get on the court?
He did not get many, Bob. He didn't get many. Also, Gabe Cupps now is the other one's going out. So there's three. Gabe Cupps is the third one. Cupps is the one, I believe, who for a while he was, I don't want to say mocked, but it was pointed out on, him was pointed out on Twitter that was like he had more fouls than points. I think that was him. So anyway, Gabe Cupps, Colin White, Devin Royal. I don't think that the Devin Royal one's a huge one. I'm not sure if Cupps and White are that big of a deal.
I don't even remember White getting in a game.
Right, I know. I know.
I mean, I'm being dead serious about that.
No disrespect.
I mean, with all due respect, doesn't mean you could say whatever you want. Sure as hell does. It's in the Geneva Convention. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Like, they were a part of the problem when we would look at the bench scoring after every game and be like, well, zero. Like, they were kind of.
And 2 fouls.
Yeah. This was probably, I don't know if they entered the portal as much as they were encouraged.
That's what I was asking you about. So,
and
I've said this before. When I used to work in HR, yes.
Ooh.
I had an HR job, Bodie.
Like Toby.
I was Toby for Damon's for a while. Not quite. I was Toby's assistant, I
He's
guess.
He's not really a part of our family.
Right.
He also got divorced. He's not really part of his either.
Family. Okay. And I used to I was in charge of hiring managers for the restaurant. I would do college recruiting visits. I would go out to like the job fairs and stuff, like in East Lansing, West Lafayette, places like that. And I'd be the one representing Damon's. Like, Bodie's uncontained laughter is borderline disrespectful.
This is like Michael Scott going to the high school.
One paper. No, go back.
$100,000.
Go back and get another one. Yes, you
Throwing
could.
candy bars at kids out there.
Bob, it could happen. Anyway, the way I was judged partially as an HR guy who's now in radio was the number of managers you lost for different reasons. Some
does it matter the reason?
It does. It really does. Some were jumps. Some were pushes.
Okay.
You wanted more pushes than jumps. You didn't want people to jump and leave. You wanted to be the one who broke up with them, not they broke up with you.
So you wanted more pushes than jumps.
If you had to make a choice, I'd rather have somebody that's like, you know what, this is not the right fit, versus this guy's so good, he went somewhere else.
But that means,
Maybe that's why I don't have a job there anymore.
That's probably why.
Thank you.
You're telling me that you would have rather hired somebody who couldn't do the job that you had to fire than hire somebody that's so good that they end up leaving for another job?
I don't know, Bob. I got to think about that.
Yeah, because I would think like that would look good on you.
That's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard.
First of all, it's not the most idiotic thing you've heard, but I'll take credit for that.
Oh,
if
it's
it is.
better that I have to fire them. So it means you made a mistake at the beginning, as opposed to hiring someone that was so good.
I hate when the Cowboys draft a player so good they have to give him a second contract.
Yeah.
I'd rather they just draft him.
I'd rather they just cut him.
Let me
They don't
back
have
up.
to pay him.
Okay, wait. Let me back up a little bit. This is the thing.
Okay.
Sometimes at the restaurant level, they hired a manager on their own. Okay.
Oh, so now he's trying to distance himself from
when
from
I
the
go to
draft
college.
pick.
Okay. Anyway, what I'm saying is, Bob, yes.
Assistant GM wanted him.
Right.
I
Assistant
thought he was
GM.
terrible.
Anyway, going back to where rates with Ohio State basketball, I think that Cups is a push, not a jump.
I think what they do is they sit
what?
down and be like, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is
Right.
what we're going to offer you. Maybe there is no offer.
Yeah.
And so I don't even know if it's a push as much as it is like, hey, man, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yes.
And maybe that's the case. But, like, here's the thing. You can't pay everybody the top dollar at every position. So for a backup point guard, you have to ask yourself, like, how much do we allocate to this position?
Yep.
And what's the best player we can get for that allocation? That's what you have to figure out. And maybe Gabe Cupps is that answer. I don't know. He had some big shots in the tournament. Played better at the end of the Played better at the end of the season offensively. Was good on defense. But when you're paying Bruce Thornton what you were, and he's kind of the backup, you're not playing him a bunch. Now they need to be more productive, and he got there. But the question becomes, like, it's a semi-finite number because there is some degree of flexibility, but it's not infinite. But Bill Polian was asked, why don't you pay your backup quarterback behind Peyton Manning? Because they had Jim Sorgi there forever. I think Sorgi was just happy to be the guy hanging out behind Peyton. And he goes, listen, if number 18 goes down, we're screwed anyway.
We're bleeped.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
Bleeped.
And so we don't practice. Exactly. It's the truth. And so at some point, like, are you pushing him out? Maybe that was the case. Maybe they think that there's a better player there. Or for his allocation, like, are you getting the most out of that? And that's what I'm not sure. I don't know portal recruiting, and I don't have all the answers and intel on that. But those are always the questions that I ask, because it's the same thing with football. Like, this guy you brought in to do this, did he do that well enough for to justify what he was getting?
Okay, so, and we'll have this guy off The Athletic this week talking, but he wrote an article about how The Athletic has requested payroll information for football teams from a number of colleges, asked for what are they paying players. A Louisiana attorney says we should know. We have public universities, we have a right to know what they're being paid.
Why?
Bob, okay, we'll get into that. Okay, we'll get into that with this guy. I want to ask you this question, though. They requested from like 70-plus universities.
Yeah.
James Madison sent a list of the payroll numbers for each, like what the contracts were for each player, with the names redacted.
Okay.
UConn put something out there with, this is what we pay all of our players total across the athletic department.
Sure.
And nobody else would, like, they fought it and said it's not, we don't need to release it to you, or they just ignored the requests. Do you think at Ohio State, do you think that the public has a right to know what players are being paid?
So if there's tax dollars paying those players, then yes. As to my knowledge of the situation, there is not.
Okay.
So having a right, and I don't know if I'd define it as a right. I think if there's like public funds being involved with it, then yes. The athletic department is wholly funded by itself. Like, it doesn't take university dollars.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's any, quote, right there for that, because it should be able to operate essentially as a private business. Now, it is still under the umbrella of Ohio State, and so there is public disclosure that should happen.
Mm-hmm.
But some of these deals and how things are being paid, like they may get X from the revenue share, and then the other half of what they get may be coming from a private NIL deal.
Right. Without public funding.
Well, none of it's public.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's coming from a private business.
Right.
That's no different than, you go do a deal and show up at McDonald's and they're paying you. Why would someone else have a right to know how much that is?
We'll get the reporter on this week, I think, The Athletic, and talk about that because I'm curious what his thoughts are on Whiskers, on that one.
Mike. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't know, but the term right, people throw that around. Like, I don't know if you have a right to know. Like I said, unless there's public funding being used for it. And he'll argue, well, they're a state institution. And not all athletic departments, but I know Ohio State is like independently self-sufficient. So there isn't any public funding. And I fight people on that all the time.
Yeah, I know, like he said that in the article, and I don't have it in front of me right now, but he said you can look up this janitor in Massachusetts makes $44,000 a year.
Yeah.
And a surgeon in Florida makes $1.35 million. And you can find out that Houston spent over $500,000 a year on their basketball team's food. Like, you can find out things like that, but you can't find out what the players are making. And so, Bodie, that will be an interesting debate conversation when we get that guy on this.
It is. Well, and there's good and bad to it because by doing that, it helps open and set the market so people know what other guys are getting.
Right.
And so you have an idea of what your worth is. But then I think people right now just throw out numbers and there's a lot of speculation on what people make. So when you know that, it might be better or worse for some of the guys, just the criticism that you receive. And the more money you make, the greater the expectations are. Right now, we think we have an idea of what guys make, but once you have a firm, concrete number, well, that's a little different.
Yeah.
I do believe that Jeremiah Smith's making $1 billion this year. That's my thought. We'll talk about that, though, later on. Bob, more news for the Lakers, switching to the NBA. Luka Doncic out for at least the regular season, maybe the playoffs. We're not sure yet.
Speaking of guys, he works out more now, but I don't think he's ever been the bastion of fitness.
Well, no, I think
he
he's
in the Ken Griffey Jr. bucket.
And he's over in Europe now getting treatment for his hamstring, which I don't know what I don't know. When I hear he's going overseas for treatment, I assume it's something that's not legal here.
Possibly. Okay. Maybe, probably.
Austin Reeves out for 4 to 6 weeks. We're not sure on him too for the playoffs, which if Reeves and Luka don't play, the Lakers are cooked. Luka, though, Bob, what's interesting about the Luka situation?
How many games are left?
Just this week.
Okay.
4 or 5,
it's like 4 or 5.
So they're not going to slide out of the playoffs.
No, the Lakers are third.
Close.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, even if they got
if they lost out, they would still be. I don't even think they could fall to the play-in.
No, they can't fall to the play-in, but they lost the Mavericks last night, which was a bad loss for the Lakers. They're tied right now with Denver for the third spot. I think the Lakers have the head-to-head. But anyway, here's the thing, Bob. Doncic now, because he's out for the regular season, played 64 games this year.
Okay.
65 is that number to be qualified for All-NBA, MVP consideration, all those things.
Yeah.
He missed 2 games when his daughter was being born in Slovenia. He flew over there to be there for the birth of his daughter.
Okay.
He is applying. He could apply for, and I had no idea this existed, Bob. The NBA is a extraordinary circumstances rule. And on the last day of the regular season, you can apply for it. You've got just that day from like noon to midnight to apply
6 to midnight.
For a hearing. I didn't say 6 to midnight, but you go 12 to midnight, you don't move. Right? There's no movement in 12 to midnight. This is a family-friendly show. 6 to midnight, there's movement. Anyway, so he can apply for that. And then there's like an independent arbitrator who will hear the case on why he should get an exemption on that. So he is going to argue, if he doesn't, that those 2 games he left for the birth of his child, he should not lose credit for those games. Flip side of it, though, Bob, he's 1 game short of getting to the number. And he recently missed a game because he picked up his 16th technical foul of the year.
Okay.
So if he doesn't get 16 T's mean T''S, not TEASES.
Technical.
Right. If he gets a technically, Bob, if he is saying that I should get credit for those 2 games I missed, even though if he wouldn't have gotten teed up for the 16th time, he would have had 65. Do you believe the NBA should grant something like that to him?
So I would say the birth of your daughter is a legitimate thing.
2 games. All right.
But I was going to ask, so he missed these. Like, this is a legitimate hamstring thing. Like, it happened in game.
He may not play again this year.
He might be up for the playoffs, too. Yeah, it could be very well be that, yeah.
Put your gear on.
I know. Hamstring's a long way from the heart, right?
He's a soft European.
Soft tissue European.
There's a reason why it took the Americans to take down the Soviets.
Yeah. Again.
Like, I think this is tough because I was going to say, okay, you're missing these 5 or 6 games.
Right.
All right, that's getting you to mid-70s. Couple for your kids. All right, your birth of your daughter. Okay. What about the other ones? Maybe there was some legitimate injury in there.
Sure.
Maybe one of the ones you got because you hit the technical limit.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. Like, because we're focusing on the 2 for his daughter. There's other ones in there that he could have been fine with.
There could have been ones like an ankle thing, or I don't think of Luka as a load management guy as much as like Kawhi or Joel Embiid or guys like that.
Joel?
I said Joel.
Joel.
Isn't it Joel Embiid?
Joel. Charles Barkley calls him Joel.
Oh, does he? I didn't know Barkley did that.
Chuck isn't always on his A game with the name sometimes.
That's fair.
As he once famously said, who the hell names their kid Kawhi anyway?
Right, that's fair. There's no other Kawhi.
That's a great line.
Yeah.
And it's not, I mean, I don't think that he's inaccurate in saying that. Charles says what everybody thinks.
I never buy one.
I think that there's, I hate to be a hard liner on this, but I mean, dude, you picked up 16 technicals and had to miss a game for it.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
16 and
he had one rescinded.
So he's played 64 games.
He's played 64 right now. He's not playing.
That's one every 4 games.
That's once a week.
Yeah, you're getting a technical. Act like an adult.
And one was rescinded too. Like he had one before that was rescinded. He would have been suspended before that. So this is, I don't want to say it's a 17th, but it kind of is because the 16th, the first time, got rescinded.
I mean, like, I feel like a technical, I'm trying to think of like the football equivalent to that. Like a personal foul. It's like getting a personal foul.
But even those, like,
But I'm talking about like for
yeah.
yelling at the ref or something.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if there were,
conduct.
Yeah, could you imagine someone getting an unsportsmanlike conduct in the NFL every 4th game and that just being okay?
Sure.
I mean,
Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah, exactly. Those guys. Like, that's the type of guy that you would think that would happen. Like, that's crazy to me.
I think this also kind of just gets back to the point of where this 65-game rule is maybe a little silly.
Yeah.
Because when you have 100 people voting on all NBA team, leave it up to them. If 80 of the voters say, you know what, I don't care that he's had 16 techs.
Right.
I'm fine that he missed 2 games for his daughter's birth. I'm going to vote him on the team.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, if 80 voters, 80% of the votes said, you know what, this is ridiculous. The guy didn't play X amount of and it doesn't have to be 65 if they feel like it should have been 69 or 70 or whatever. And if the voters, I would just leave it in the voters' hands because I think they'll kind of more often than not get it right. It's not like 2 people vote on this thing. 100 people vote on. I know at least 100 people vote on all NBA. I assume that's probably MVP, Defensive Player of the Year as well.
Too, yeah.
And there's a large enough number that I think the media members who vote on this stuff would sort it out, and it would 9 times out of 10 kind of take care of itself.
See, that's the thing that I look at. It's very intriguing to me, Bodes, is that they are tying in what people could make on their max contracts and whatnot based on how the media votes in a lot of these cases.
Yeah, that's true. I think that, and like some people would argue against that.
Right.
Personally, I'm for it.
Okay.
I mean, you got to have something. And like, you sure as hell don't want the players voting. I promise you that.
No, you don't want
like,
that. No. But do you want media? Like, it used to be, Bode, the college football champion was a vote. There were 2 votes, one of reporters and one of coaches.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've obviously figured things out much better since then.
Yes.
But there's no way to
do a playoff
amongst a bunch of one-on-one tournaments. Okay, Luka against Jaylen Brown. Winner gets the first team All-NBA guard slot.
But in other sports, though, we said, hey, this shouldn't be up to the media and the coaches or the SIDs, Bob, who maybe voted for coaches on coaches' behalfs.
Some of these people in the AP don't know anything about anything.
They watch their team.
That's it. And so it's, I mean,
they go based on what other people voted over.
I don't know. I think the NBA's a little different, but maybe not. I have no idea what those people are.
Aren't all the awards voted on by media members across all sports?
Yes.
So, and I'm not saying it's a perfect system. I just think it's the best one we have.
But it's the only one where the vote of those awards translates directly into compensation.
That's true. Yeah,
because you get the max deals if you're all NBA for a certain time, or one point you get like a top 5, top 10, or MVP award.
And the bad was they put all that stuff in there to try to help the smaller market teams.
Right.
For Milwaukee to be able to pay Giannis more than the Miami Heat could.
Right.
Like that's
why Giannis is staying.
Giannis is going.
Speaking of a guy that can't
gone.
play, he got a lot of calf strains and whatnot going on there, but I think there's enough media members though that vote on this stuff that they'd probably get it right. I'm sure if you went back and looked every year, you could be like, Michael Jordan probably should have won a few more MVPs, right?
Oh, sure.
But
LeBron too.
Even then though, I think if you go back and look, like it's easy to say now, like of course LeBron was better than Derrick Rose.
He was he was the most valuable player.
But if you look at that year, though, like Rose was great, and the Bulls had the 1 seed. Like I think the media gets it right more often than not. I know we love to like just destroy, not maybe the three of us, or we're kind of in the media ourselves, so it's like people who do our jobs also vote on these things. But I know sometimes the sports fan bases at large, we like to complain about, this reporter, he has a bias with this and that and whatnot. But I think more often than not, they generally get it right. There's always going to be some misses, but I'm not sure there's a perfect way to do it. Maybe the next CBA for the NBA should take out
that
the All NBA and whatnot to
I'm with you.
Qualifiers for contract extensions and the Supermax and whatnot. But it also gets back to, like I said a second ago, when they put that stuff in, it was to try to help the smaller market teams keep their major play, their All NBA players, and so it's kind of a circle of life, if you will.
The circle of life.
Like you're trying to solve one problem and it breaks another. So
coming up next, a young lady at Augusta, Bob, had the lead heading into the final round before losing, but the final standings require an asterisk. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
Hey folks, Austin Ward here. There was a time if you handed me a bread basket at dinner, it was like feeding a gator. You might lose a finger. Bread, pasta, pizza, man, carbs were undefeated in my life. That is, until Awaken 180 weight loss came in and flipped the script. Look, I've run the gauntlet of diets, and each time, carbs won by knockout. But Awaken 180 isn't a diet. It's a whole new playbook for changed up lifestyle. We all know it's necessary to lose that weight, but this is to keep it off. That constant carb craving, the one we all shrug off as normal, gone. Sure, I still love my pizza. But here's the difference. Now I don't need it. So now, most times when that waiter hustles over with a basket of temptation, I just grin, give a little nod, and wave it away like I'm passing on a 4th and long. Because I'm in control now. Awaken 180 isn't just a game changer, it's a life changer. Trust me. Call them at 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. Your future self will thank you.
I'm Brianna Albizu, traffic anchor for 10 TV News this morning. Columbus is quickly becoming my home, and this community has welcomed me with open arms. My mission is simple, to help you get to where you're going quickly and safely. Whether it's helping you beat the slowdown on 270 or giving you detours around major construction, we've got you covered. Because when your morning's on the move, so are we. Make the move to 10 TV News this morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much stuff because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part, knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
How's Tommy doing now?
Much better.
You said it was asthma?
Yeah, he started with this cough and then he was wheezing.
That's terrifying.
Doctor said hidden triggers can make it worse. Things like dust, mold, and even pests.
Pests?
Yeah, droppings and allergens from cockroaches and rodents can seriously impact children with asthma or allergies.
I had no idea.
We're making sure our home stays pest-free.
Don't let pests put your family's health at risk. Visit pestworld.org to learn more. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, Bob. We are going to get James Taylor, not the singer, coming on here shortly from Parlay Sporting Club and Kitchen. Talk about our event tonight we're going to have out there. But I wanted to talk to you about this first. And it is admittedly, Bob, it's a lame joke by me, which I know you don't.
Oh, boy. I'm excited.
No, this is what, it's not, joke's really not the right word, Bob. Anyway, a young lady playing at the Augusta National Women's Amateur Championship. Okay. The famous ANWA. And she's a high school junior from Chowchilla, California. Chowchilla, California.
Chinchilla?
Right, exactly. Had a one-shot lead going to the final round. She gets up to there was a par 3 coming up, a par 3. She had a bogey 7. Ends up, instead of winning this whole thing, she ends up losing, I think, by 6 shots.
Ooh.
So tough.
They call that a meltdown.
A meltdown's exactly what it was called, Bob. And she comes out after the 18th hole. She's crying. But Annika Sorenstam and Bryson DeChambeau.
You're crying in baseball?
There was a UConn women's player, I think, on Friday night that missed a layup in the Final Four and just tears instantly.
Yes.
I was like, tough.
Annika and Bryson DeChambeau go out to meet her and comfort her. Like, this isn't going to be you're going to come back. This is which is very cool that Annika and Bryson did this. It's an amateur tournament. They're out there at Augusta. They see her with her very, very difficult round. And she's the number 1 junior golfer in the world, by the way. And she made the turn at Augusta on that day without making a single bogey.
Wow.
So she shot 66 and 67 to start off, I believe it was. But then anyway, on the par 3 12th is when she got the quadruple bogey, which cost her. So
Quad.
Yeah.
That's throwing snowman up there.
Will be a 7.
Is that par 3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so she does that and she loses. Ended up shooting 42 on the back 9, shot 75, finished in a 5-way tie for 4th place. Here's my problem. Here's my question to you, Bob. What's a bigger deal? That she blew that lead, or that her actual name is asterisk Tally?
Where's Charles Barkley when you need him?
That's what I'm asking you. Her name is asterisk. That was the tease about why there's an asterisk in the standings. Asterisk Tally. What is more concerning to you, that she blew up on that hole and lost the tournament, or that her first name, her parents chose, they landed on asterisk for her first name?
That's unfortunate.
Which one? Which one's unfortunater?
I mean, your name is kind of always your name.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of that. I mean, what do they call you for short?
Oh, Bob, that's a great question on this family-friendly show. We can't say.
There you go.
AT.
That's good questions.
AT, there we go. Asterisk Tally. When I saw the name, I was like, that can't be real. But it is. And when I see names like that, Bob, I wonder, what was the alternative? What was second? Like they said, hey, we could name her asterisk or this.
Sarah.
Right. It's like, what was second? Was it asterisk or, you know what? I got an idea. Let's name her at. The at symbol. Let's just do that. Or let's name her comma.
Yeah, like you said, what was second?
That's what I want to know. So asterisk, Tally.
Were her parents there?
Yeah, her dad was there because it said that she was her dad. They found DeChambeau and Sorensen found the father also and talked to him.
That should have been the first question,
sir.
What's
his name?
Right, I know. Yeah, his name is exclamation point Tally, which I think is also very weird, Bob. But, it's tough for a 17-year-old to rally from that, I got to believe, leading going in at Augusta.
I would say so.
But I don't know what's tougher to overcome.
Her father's name is James.
Of course.
Jimmy?
Let's go with James for that one. DeChambeau also grew up near where she was and says he stuck around after Tally pushed through an interview that lasted several minutes and then shared a long personal moment with her, which seems weird. Anyway, so yes, she ends up losing that one, but it's tough, Bob. But I think the asterisk thing might be tougher to overcome.
I would rather, yes, that's staying with you for your whole life. That's not going anywhere. So I would say that's going to be tougher to overcome than a meltdown on a single round of golf. You're going to be able to go out there and play again.
You were locked in on your firstborn son on RJ. That was going to be it. It was going to be yes, Robert.
Sure.
Okay. Did you guys consider any other? I don't want to say weird, but the names your other kids are very traditional names. Did you ever have any thought about a different kind of name?
I don't know, like a unique, weird one.
Yeah.
I don't know what defines as weird. Like, if you want to make it unique, I guess there was nothing in the selection set that I thought was out of the norm.
We're white bread. We never did either. Like, we never thought about something.
I mean, Arturo is kind of an interesting name.
Well, I like the Arturo thing. It's funny. Like when we named Charlotte, we thought we would call her Charlie. We were excited about that.
Why didn't you call her Charlie then?
It just it felt like it felt like a Charlotte with her. And with Arthur, we never thought we'd call him Artie. We thought he'd always be Arthur. But now he's Artie and Arturo. He's rarely Arthur. He gets mad if people that know him call him Arthur. Teachers can, but other than that, everyone else has to call him Artie, or he gets upset about it.
Okay.
All right. Let's head out now to the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. James Taylor's going to join us here now, not the singer, the other James Taylor. Parlay Sporting Club Kitchen. Good morning, James. And we're out there tonight. And I was out there recently for during the NCAA tournament. We were there. We went there as a kind of a post-celebration for my buddy's 50th birthday. Had a great time out there. What is going on out there tonight, and why should people come out there to watch the national championship game?
Yeah, yet another special night at Parlay Sporting Club and Kitchen, right there located at Goodell and High. 100 TVs in there, Tito. So you want to watch the national championship, but we'll also have Major League Baseball on, NHL. We know that we got 2 weeks heating up here for the Jackets, and we need to keep track of those other games as well. We'll have a all-day happy hour. We're doing half off wings and half off all draft beers. And our typical happy hour from 4 until 6 p.m.
So during the NCAA tournament, I'm sure it's a big draw for you throughout. How crazy was it the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament on Thursday and Friday, the first weekend?
Yeah, I'm not certain anybody went to work on that Thursday or Friday because we were a packed house, open to close, had a lot of great fanfare in there. We look forward to this part of the year every year.
So James Taylor joining us here. He is from the Parlay Sporting Club and Kitchen there. It's over at 570 North High Street. I want to make sure I got that right there. Corner of Goodale and High, like you said. And what I loved about it, too, was, and today might not be the best time for it, but that outdoor seating you had on that patio out there, we were sitting out there, and on a nice evening, I mean, you can see all the action, and you get to enjoy the outdoors. That's got to be very popular when it gets into the springtime and early summer.
Yes, sir. Patio is always nice to have. Even at times we have the heaters going out there, so it doesn't have to be the most ideal weather. We can always do something for you like that. And inside we have those 3 private rooms, and with reservations always, encouraged.
Best appetizer on the menu.
Bang Bang Shrimp.
Without hesitation, I like it.
Yeah, or the nostalgic pigs in a blanket.
Ooh.
I may have to dip into the pigs in a blanket tonight, Bob. That sounds like something. I think that and the wings might be my thing. I see myself tonight James, instead of doing like an entree, which I'm sure is great, but like, more like just dabbling in a couple of appetizers sounds more. The pigs in a blanket and wings are very appealing.
Sure. Yep. So bring an appetite. Kitchen's going to be open until 11 p.m., so we'll get you taken care of.
We're out there. It's Your Highness and I will be out there, and we've been trying to peer pressure Bobby and Bodie to going out there. Not sure if either one will make it yet. They've got big plans. They've got their own stuff going on tonight. We'll see if they can get out there, but Your Highness will definitely be out there. Your Highness is very excited because it's on High Street, which fits right in with his brand. He enjoys that part of it. But we'll be out there, folks, tonight around Your Highness is telling people 7-11's when we're going to be there. He will stay for the entire game. And no offense to you, James, I can't because I've got to be back here with Bob and with Bodie the following morning. I will be there for a while, though, but looking forward to it. And you guys, what are your hours throughout the week? I know that you guys are open late almost every night.
Yes, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. daily. And on the weekends, we open up those doors a lot earlier, especially for those game day kickoffs to the Buckeyes.
I am partial to sports bars, sports restaurants because of the fact my upbringing, working for Damon's for a long time. And I will tell you, folks, the Parlay Sporting Club and Kitchen over there, 570 North High Street, great place to go. It's a lot of TVs, like you said, 100 TVs all around. You can catch all the action. You'll love it. Enjoy it. We're out there tonight. We appreciate the time, James. Thanks so much.
Likewise. Thanks for having me.
You bet. That was James Taylor joining us there from Parlay Sporting Club and Kitchen. I'll be out there tonight with Your Highness to watch. By the way, Bob, he texted me as soon as the Michigan game ended on Saturday and said, can't wait to celebrate a Michigan national championship in Columbus, Ohio.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
That's the reason that you won't make an appearance, right? Because he'll be out there rooting for Michigan.
That would be tough.
Yeah.
I could not handle that out of him.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot to see.
I hear you.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town, the opportunity to work alongside them as partners, whether you're a small business or a large operation? Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here locally in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well done there, General. Coming up next, we'll wrap things up. Tell you what's got us juice, morning juice.
There is nothing more meaningful you can do for yourself, your family, and friends than finally getting rid of that pain so they can enjoy that time with you again, especially heading into vacation season. Here, let me help you. It's Bobby Carpenter, and Dr. Tesner and his team at QC Kinetics take care of your pain in the office so you can go right along with your day. It's that easy. So if you say yes to any of these questions, you're the kind of patient QC Kinetics regenerative treatments can help every day. I have consistent pain in my joint, knees, hips, shoulder, back. Pain keeps me from getting a good night's sleep. I'm missing work or saying no to things that I love. I don't want surgery or a long-term recovery. I am at the end of my rope, and taking medications every day is just going to get me through the day. I don't want to do it anymore. So if you want to do that, go check out your free consultation over with my friends at QC Kinetics in Dublin or Gahanna. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices in Dublin and in Gahanna.
I'm Meredith Garfalo, meteorologist at 10 TV News This Morning, and I'm an Ohio girl. I love golf, aerospace, and all things Ohio sports. For nearly 20 years, I've studied the patterns that shape our days, from winter wonders on the south side to dangerous storms along the I-71 corridor. When the weather changes, you'll be the first to know, because you need a forecast that moves as fast as you do. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
You know what hope is? Hope is action, carving a path forward even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them, safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund. because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Maybe it was a family vacation or a school field trip. But there you were, standing in awe at a national park. We are the National Park Foundation, and together with you, we're creating a future where every person, every generation, gets their chance at an unforgettable moment. Today, tomorrow, forever. Learn more at nationalparks.org/foundation.
Bobby played for the Dallas Cowboys. Tito wears assless chaps.
I'm dead sexy.
You're locked into Morning Juice.
Morning Juice, final segment of the program. Thank you to James Taylor for joining us, Parlay Sporting Club Kitchen. And also thank you to Bill Bender for joining us today on the show. We appreciate that. Tomorrow, folks, Your Highness live in studio, Bob. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, that should be fun.
Thinking like 7 a.m.
Sure.
On. Maybe a couple of segments.
Be sleeping in for him.
That's the part, and I caught hell
Does
for
he
this when I
sleep?
talked about it Saturday, is that I'm leaving early tonight because I have to be in here to do a show. He will stay till the end and still be in here for a segment.
Yeah.
And the fact, Bob, you and I have done this show since, did we say May 12th? Was that when it started?
That's correct.
Okay. How many times have I showed up late for the show?
There was one time.
One time, right? Okay, that's fair. One
time
time
you showed up and you were
No, don't.
limited, incapacitated performance-wise.
Bob, limited capacity is very often. I'm not talking about that number. That's double digits. But I'm saying one time though, I didn't hear the alarm and got here during the first segment. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Highness with his lifestyle has never missed a segment.
Well, he does it once a week.
I understand, but he's more Ripken than I am.
Who would ever put you in the Ripken category?
Well, if I would have made it here every time on time, you could put me in the Rip.
Don't
I
worry.
think there needs to be a performance.
That's fine. Okay.
Once the first pitch is thrown.
Okay. Let's do What's Got You Juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Bob, Emily says that she wants you to know Netflix is going to be live today when the shuttle goes around the moon. If you want to check that out.
Okay.
But-
I watched the shuttle launch. Was that Friday or Thursday?
I have no idea.
I don't know, Bob.
When my son asked, he's like, "Oh, we missed it," and then I'm sitting there and and a half hour later on the news, they just start like, "What are we watching?" Like, we didn't miss it. It's gonna happen right now.
Because we're a family show, I won't tell you that Jeff Rimmer said in the chat, will they be able to better be able to view Uranus? And then also, by the way, Rimmer's Middle Half also called me Billy Ripken, not Cal Ripken.
Who's Billy?
Billy's his brother, Bob.
Exactly.
He's got a famous baseball card of him holding a bat. Okay? If you're on YouTube, you can see holding a bat like this. You can see the bottom of the bat. And it's got a profane statement on it. And it makes it onto like the Fleer or Topps baseball card.
It's called the meat bat.
It didn't say the meat bat. There was an F word on there.
Oh, there you go.
And then followed by another F word, which face was a second word. But the first word, anyway, and it wasn't
Rhymes
fire
with
truck.
duck.
Yes, it wasn't fire truck. Anyway, though, but that's a famous, like that baseball card. If you find like the early edition of before they fixed it, it's worth more money. But that's Billy Ripken for you. All right, Bob. It's a Monday, so what's got you juiced?
Man, great Easter weekend. Easter egg hunt with the kids. Got a chance to go back down to Lancaster for my niece's 4th birthday. Get to see my brother and my parents, which was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that. Had a good time. Church was good on Sunday morning and had some brunch, hung out. Really good practice. Student appreciation was pretty good. Very good crowd for that, I thought. Guys played well. It was a good day, just long day, but great weekend. Great weekend. It's always good to be back. Practices will be shifting to Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week and next week for the Buckeyes. So rounding up spring ball with just a couple weeks left. I believe they have 8 practices now in the bank. And so really they've only got about 6 left, plus the spring game. One of the days, coach's clinic, like there's not a whole lot going on. So it is for those guys trying to make an impression in the spring, time is getting a little short, but a really good practice and a lot of good stuff going on this weekend. And then also, I'm excited because in my feed now, my algorithm has shifted because talking to Bodie about Game of Thrones and sending him some stuff. The thing is, I've got to be careful of what to send you because I don't want to reveal anything.
I do appreciate, I feel like you are very conscious about not sending spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, because you're seeing this for the first time, and I'm like, oh, I'm so excited for you to continue to watch this. But I'll send stuff with some other guys that be in it, but they're like new characters that you'll find out about.
Yeah.
Just like the top 15 swordsmen, if you will, which was terrific. And then, so what else has me juiced is did we watch any more Thrones this weekend?
I honestly did not. Had a pretty busy weekend, honestly, pretty much from the moment I got off. Well, I went home, took a nap Friday, but after that, saw a lot of family this weekend and whatnot, so I didn't get a chance to, but we'll get some knocked out this week for sure. Sometimes, actually, it's easier on the weekdays than weekends.
I'm not the least bit jealous the way you guys bond over Game of Thrones. But, Bob, from Student Appreciation Day, somebody in the chat asked, anything stand out to you? I've never been to a Student Appreciation Day, so I don't know what all happens. If there's something that would stand out, did anything you're like, wow, that's...
What time does Fan Sports Saturday come on?
9 a.m.
We could have maybe made, was it 9 to 11?
9 to 12.
Oh, okay. You wouldn't be able to make it then.
Well, how would I get there? Okay, so I just get a media credential. I'm not a student.
How would I get there? It's media credentials.
No, I understand that. Okay,
media.
Bob, I never think of that. I just think I got to be a student.
I think Austin and Berm are down there. I think those are the only folks, and I'm sure we had TV people down there for that. No one else comes. I find that utterly amazing to me. Everybody complains like, "Oh, you get to go over there." I'm like, well, it was open practice. It was on a Saturday. Anybody could go in the media.
From the media, yeah, you got to go through.
You were working another show, so I get that. It's just remarkable to me that that's the main thing that we talk about here, and that no one else was down there.
Okay, do you think if I reached out to Ohio State and said, "Hey, I need a credential for Ohio State games," would think they'd give it to me?
I don't know.
Could I drop your name?
No.
I couldn't say I work with. Okay,
what does that have to do with working with me? You work down here.
I understand, but I would say, look, hey, Tito from the Fan here. You know, I host Morning Juice with Bobby Carpenter.
That's.
I think
irrelevant.
that might help.
It's irrelevant. If you apply, there's a credentialing process, but then you would have to go and be there for the media events and different things.
Could I paint my face
in the press box?
Yes.
I would say it's highly inappropriate.
Okay, then
no cheering. In
I
the
usually
press box.
I usually paint my face on game days, but that's a different story. What's Slade's got to say?
I don't know. My alarm's going off in the background. I tried to turn it off. I'm just going to let it ride. Can you guys hear my alarm going off in the background?
Nope, can't hear it.
Amazing. That is so cool. I didn't even know that.
You know why you can hear his alarm going off on his phone? Because I think that day we were on Steph's phone because he didn't answer.
Yeah.
Was asleep.
There we go.
Break glass.
I had a great weekend, echoing a lot of what you said, Carp. Saw a lot of family pretty much from Friday afternoon all the way through Sunday afternoon. Probably not going to eat for the next 2 days because after giving up sweets for Lent, I overdid it yesterday. I'm just going to call it what it is. You know, I'm going to own up to that. I had enough junk food yesterday to probably last me another...
To give you diabetes.
40 days.
No offense, Tito.
Maybe I should... Maybe from,
You worked hard for that diabetes, Tito.
Well, he's starting to work hard too, but I'm saying it's just you're throwing it around, Bob. It's not... One weekend won't get you diabetes. It takes years of work.
I hope not. And I'm going to try to not put that work in, if I'm being honest with you. So
I got to bond over that if you want to.
That's true.
How about those Lucky Charms?
How about that right in? So that all had me juiced. Good weekend there. And then I got a handful of stuff going on today. So got another busy day today a little bit. And honestly kind of bummed that I'm not going to see the national championship game tonight just because by the time it hits halftime, that's probably when it's going to be bedtime for me. I will say... Let me pull this up real quick here. Today's fan poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub. Why in the world? I love how I'm signed in on the Morning Juice Twitter account, and when I just try to do a quick search for 97.1 The Fan, it's like, here's 12 other accounts that you might want to check out before that one. Today's fan poll. Who do you want to win, and who do you think wins tonight? Oh. Let me click want UConn. Michigan, wanting UConn, but Michigan winning 60% of the vote right now.
I would say that's probably accurate.
We do have, actually, it's funny enough, 17% want Michigan and think Michigan will win. Nobody thinks UConn's winning, who wants also Michigan to win. But, yeah, Michigan overwhelming favorite. What was the spread earlier? I think you mentioned it, Tito.
It was started at 7.5. It went down to 6. And I think pretty much across sports books, it's 6.5 right now.
So we'll see. I'd pick Michigan to win, too, but I hope UConn wins. And I do think UConn, they got a little Alabama football where it's when you got to play them, you're like, shoot. Even if they're not this isn't Dan Hurley's best team, And Nick Saban obviously didn't win it every year, but even anytime you had to play him, you were like, damn, we got to play those guys. Like, they're beatable, but so we'll see tonight, Tito.
So it's interesting about the UConn Michigan thing. I don't know, Bob. I go back and forth.
Like Ray Allen?
Yes. With the Michigan thing for me, I hate Michigan football so much, it doesn't compare to my feelings about Michigan basketball. You know what I mean?
All your hate for football and have none left.
Let's say, yeah, that's Bob. Let's look at that pie chart. Look back here. We don't have.
Speaking of
We used
diabetes.
to have it. Yes, thanks. That's fine. Look at the chocolate cream pie, best pie, by the way, chart. If you looked at it like, and there's 100% of Michigan hate, 90% of it goes towards football.
Okay.
The other 10% goes towards men's basketball. So I don't have a problem with Michigan winning tonight. I don't. I'm not going to actively root against Michigan. Now, I'd feel differently if it was football. Totally different if it was football. But I don't have that same. Do you have the same, like across the board, Michigan lacrosse, Michigan women's hockey, Michigan golf?
You want to beat them when you're playing them. And I don't watch a lot of those other sports.
But if you're not playing them, though.
What do you mean if I'm not playing? Do I want to see them win? Not really.
In any sport?
Not really.
Okay. That's why you said the fan thing was what you think. They want UConn to win, but think Michigan will. Is that what it was?
That was the overwhelming winner so far, correct?
Yeah, see, I don't know.
They got far enough. They've had enough success for the conference. I don't need to see them win at all.
Now, here's part of the other reason, Bob, why I'm okay if Michigan wins.
And, they're not playing a team that I really dislike. That's the other thing. I know some people hate Dan Hurley. I'm not one of those people.
Even as successful as UConn has been, and even though some people, like you said, don't like Hurley, they're still not like Duke.
Yeah.
People don't root against them the way that if Michigan was playing Duke tonight or something, or an SEC team.
I think I've talked about this with you guys before. When fantasy football season starts, there are people that pay me to draft their fantasy football teams. There's a website that I work for. I didn't tell you before about Fantasy Draft Proxies, like the name of the website, and I will do probably 50 or 60 drafts.
Oh my!
What's the commission rate on that?
We'll talk about it off the air. I don't want to disclose it publicly. It's not a public. I'm not getting paid public funding. Anyway, Bob. So
is it based upon the success of the team?
Well, there's two things, Bob. I get paid to draft. Some people pay me to run their team all year.
Why even play?
Well, okay, part of that is, in a deeper discussion here, part of that is because there are fantasy football now, fantasy sports a lot of the times in some offices are like the bowling leagues used to be in the 70s. It was a social thing. It was a social thing, and if you didn't do it and the other 9 or 10 people in your office you work with did it, it was kind of like you were ostracized a little bit. So it's like
that sounds great. You mean they won't talk to me?
No, it's like you can't talk about as much, Bob. It's like brackets.
I don't need to talk about.
You don't, Bob. You're Bobby F. Carpenter. Other people need to.
Why you don't?
No, I'm saying other people that want to fit in at work and they're not a sports person. Not here at the station.
Here, I mean, maybe more work offices need a ping pong table.
Maybe that's a good call. Table tennis. Anyway,
bond over that.
So.
I think in ceremony of that being today, we should go out there
and play
and just light it on fire and just all gather around like they do in the Grinch and sing and hold hands like they're looking at the tree.
Take video of it. Okay, here's what I was going with though, Bob. One of the guys who I helped him win his league last year reached out to me.
You helped him win the league. Okay.
Okay. Beginning of March, he said, "Look, I'm in this bracket contest with 10 other buddies. I'm always last. If I pay you,
I mean, that's almost impressive.
Will you do my bracket for me? Will you do my bracket for me?
Just don't be last.
I typically suck at brackets. Artie beats me every year.
Did you tell him that?
No, I took the money.
I'm genius.
Bob, if Michigan wins, he wins his bracket contest.
Oh
now, he paid me to do it. I know what he paid me to fill it out, which means that they have to have a huge buy-in. You would think it's got to be at least double or triple what he paid me.
That makes sense.
Right? You're not going to pay somebody $50 or $60 or $100 if it's like a $5 buy-in thing. I wouldn't think.
Maybe just sick of losing. He was last for so many years.
So will he Venmo me a bonus if he wins it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering.
If he still finished last, do you give him your money back?
That's fair also, Bob. It's a good question. But anyway, so if Michigan wins, that's another reason to root for Michigan. For me, not root for Michigan. Being okay with Michigan winning. That's a better way to put it.
No wonder you're No wonder you're okay with this.
No, so
It comes down to what's in it for me.
WIIFM, Bob, what's in it for me? That's the way I look at things, and most of my life, you know that, Bob. You've known me long enough. What's in it for me? So I would be okay if Michigan won. We had a basketball tournament this weekend. Already played 4 games. They went 2-2. He had a huge game on Saturday, Bob.
Nice.
Friday. There's no game Sunday. We talked about that with the parenting and Easter games. But his team was losing to somebody like 12 points, which in third grade basketball is insurmountable. When you're down by 12 in the third grade.
6 buckets might have been 60.
Right. Already hit a 3 from like 4 or 5 feet behind the line with 10 seconds left to tie it.
Okay. I was going to say, like, why are we taking that shot?
And
With
then
10 seconds left.
Yeah, 10 seconds left. But then the other team comes down and they take a shot and someone fouls them, they make a 3-point play. Artie's team lost by 3. But anyway.
Did you light the ref up?
I didn't light the ref up.
I would have.
I was the official score, which I hate doing. I don't know, Bob, have you ever done the official score or clock?
Yeah.
I hate doing that. I won't do the clock.
I don't know if I trust you to do the clock.
That's immediate. That's fair, Bob. I don't trust myself either.
Like, you have to pay attention to do that.
I know. And I'm saying if my kid's dribbling down the court and I forget to start the clock or something, yeah.
That's one of my pet peeves. Guys, like, it's hard. I'm like,
it's hard.
You make kids do this, okay?
I know.
You're an adult.
I know.
I looked at somebody. Have you ever done it? I go, yes, I've done it before. I used to run it in freshman year for the girls. They pay us like $20. I do the scoring and the clock all together.
I was
it's like, buddy, it ain't that hard.
You did both?
Yeah.
Oh, I was very judgmental, though, the kid next to me. It was a high school kid doing the clock. I'm like, hey, start the clock, dude. Come on, let's go. Like, I was very judgmental.
We didn't
about
have,
it.
we didn't have phones and stuff. These guys have stuff to distract them now. What? So why don't you like doing the book?
Because I just watch the game. I'd rather coach or watch the game. I don't like to. Plus, there's the pressure. There's pressure doing the book, Bob.
What, of writing down when someone scores or writing down a foul?
Okay. How old am I, Bob?
54, 53?
54. 53. Thank you. I appreciate that, Bob. I do look 53.
I was going to say 32.
That's fine. I appreciate that, too. I'm a beautiful man, Bob. I'll be 55 in a couple weeks. But anyway, my hearing is not the best. And also 55. My eyesight, not great.
You know when they come over and they give you fouls, they put their fingers up.
They
right?
do. I know. Wait, but there's times, though, it's like way on the other side of the court. And they hold up the number sometimes, like way far.
You got glasses.
Bob, I'm due for an eye exam. And as you know, I've got Wilford Brimley. Nonetheless, I don't like the pressure of marking the wrong thing down.
It's third grade basketball, man.
Hey, it's a big deal when your kids playing, though, Bob. It's a big deal. Okay. This felt like I went on a tangent.
How wide is a basketball court? Do they play like
full size?
Yeah. Do they?
Yeah, okay. 10-foot rims and all that, yes. It's
but
all
still,
that.
I would say basketball court's not
exactly
particularly.
You're right, younger guy.
Not too far away.
You're right.
Hey, I wear contacts.
Yeah, you do, but you can't tell. I wear the glasses, and I'm blind as a bat. Anyway, I should be able to play the piano with how blind I am. No offense, Stevie Wonder. Bob, great show today. Tomorrow, Your Highness live in studio. Wednesday, we're going to have John Gerber on to preview the Masters. Thursday, we will have Albert Breer on. It's going to be a great week this week, Bob. I hope you're excited. You guys both here all week?
Yes, sir.
Sure.